this foolishness,
if it doesn't stop,
if it keeps going,
well,
and who they going to come for first? I hate saying this, but all y'all would agree.
If the majority,
lock up all the scientists, all the teachers, all the professors.
Well, I would think that if the majority of white folks ever one morning wake up and say, "Whoa, wait a minute," you know, and who was it? Paul Mooney said he was in a town and he saw some homeless people, and this white guy was down there and he just stopped and he just said, I feel sorry for you. I hate you because you're just wasting your white skin. You know, the thing is, he wasn't taking advantage of his white skin because white folks wake up. Now, they may come to the university, but I'll be like my son when he traveled in Egypt or someplace. He put on the wraps and the glasses. He looked Arabic. You know, he said, y'all can do what you want.
I don't know whether we can get back to this hair thing, but we don't.
Oh, I think that's a show you need to do.
Yeah, we need to do that because when they ask him about the African hair, the Indian man, oh no, he said, oh bad, nobody, no sell, cannot sell. They want it down to here, he said, beautiful, silk.
Well, you know what,
silk, that's what the African Americans want.
And you know, and they raise their,
and we're spending millions on fingers and toes
but what I tell you what's good, there's a show that comes on the Survivor, I don't know, something that's a Sunday show, and this lady was asked, white lady was asked to cut her hair.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back for those of you who may just be tuning in. This is FYI in the AM. Lou Porter here along with Dr. Sharron Clayton, and we are having some conversation on a number of subjects today. What's still in the news? Well, we know that Trayvon Martin's case is still in the news and may be taking a slight twist. Dr. Clayton, my glasses are no good to me today. What is that about?
Well, you know, there's so many things that in the news, and before I go on with all this down stuff, let me say I want to congratulate, before we leave, the graduates who are coming out this year.
Yes.
But Trayvon Martin, and this is the latest in week 8, this is a post that was on theroot.com. On Friday, April 27th, 9:36 a.m., this was posted. Zimmerman's attorney to disclose the $200,000 in web donations at a hearing today. So there will be another hearing today to find out why in that bail hearing that they had, that Zimmerman himself, nor his wife, nor his family, though they knew so many other things, they all protested that he had no funds.
Right.
But his attorney said his client's bail might have been set higher if a judge had known about the $200,000 raised by a website that came to light this week. Now, another pin in that, someone had talked to me that and indicated, and I'll have to check this out, that the Cook brothers had also become involved in either paying his attorney or helping with that bail. Now, it was said that his attorney did it gratis, you know, but there's something afoot with the finances with this particular group. So Anderson Cooper learned about the money Wednesday and will inform a judge. He's going to meet with the judge today. There's so many stories associated with this. The latest is now they're trying to bring to light that perhaps Zimmerman was reared or with some black people, or you know, things that like it's like because he's been around blacks he can't be a racist and things like that. And so that's been a big
him tutoring some kids.
Yeah, that's been big on the news. Yeah. But if you want to know blow by blow what's going on, they have a daily update that's in theroot.com. That this piece that I'm looking at now has 4 or 5 days set up, you know, in terms of what's going on with the money here. Isn't that kind of crazy, though? It would seem as though if you are going to go to a bail hearing, now this is just me, if I'm going to go to a bail hearing, it seems as though I would check you out to see what you have available.
Exactly.
I'd be looking at your assets in
Mhm.
some way, shape, or form. And if I'm a lawyer and my name is on the line, seems like I would say, well, listen, bring your bank statements,
Right.
so because we will be able to prove that you have nothing.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
so if you
And
go
he
in there
didn't
with
do that.
no,
Isn't that strange?
yeah, if you go in there with no, and if I'm a judge and you say you have no money, I'm going to probably say, I guess I've been watching too much court TV, I don't know. Between CSI and Law and Order and court TV, I'm probably the biggest.
We're about the same.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going like,
yeah.
Show me your paperwork.
Yeah.
You know, show me your paperwork. So that it was an account set up. Perhaps he didn't really want to hide the money, but you know, if you have an account set up,
You would
you
think
would
he would
say,
tell his attorney.
yeah,
though.
and you would say, listen, we've set up a fundraising effort,
Yeah.
you know, with such and such bank.
Mhm.
You know, but then I guess they have been using the money to live on because she's a nursing, his wife is a nursing student, and he is not employed.
Okay.
Okay, you know, I said it. You know, I said it and rolled my eyes. I'm sorry.
Sure
You know, you know, I don't know. Maybe have you ever thought perhaps that the way that you see the world? Have you ever living in our society today, and you listen to the news and you watch things? Have you ever thought, am I just losing it completely to interpret
Yes.
this?
Yes.
It's
makes
like you
you
want to
wonder.
phone a friend
Mhm.
and say, listen, this is what I heard. What would that mean to you?
Exactly.
You know,
You need confirmation to keep yourself from thinking that you are going crazy.
I know,
Yeah.
and I don't know, is it possible that certain groups of people were given common sense and other people were given just privilege based on skin color? You
Yeah.
know, I don't know,
Yeah.
but something seems to be a huge disconnect when I listen to what people are saying. You know,
Sure.
my husband and I will look at each other and say, what the
Is that
heck?
just me?
Yeah. You know?
Please tell me what you're
that,
thinking.
yeah. And this is Zimmerman with the money is one of the deals. Now, perhaps it was an honest error, but you don't put fuel in a fire, and the fire is already burning in terms of his intentions with this young man and his shooting. And so then you put another piece of wood in the fire that will just add to some negative thoughts about you.
Well, while we're talking about what is going on now and how racism came in the door at the same time the 21st century came into being, and we haven't got up and looked at that yet. I don't know who did the job on us this time. Maybe we did it to ourselves. But whatever that was, we need to be more aware of what is going on. We've got our kids out of school at a younger age. We've got more people in prison. And I would just like to ask you to share your take, Dr. Clayton, on the connection between the lack of education and prison. I say that the prisons have become our plantations, and our young men are the fodder for keeping those prisons now and in the future. I mean, way down the road in the future, our 3-year-olds, according to a study, are marked for filling today's prisons.
Yeah, I think several years ago, and actually we could pull that very show back out. We did, I think it was a 4-part series or a 3-part series on the new slavery.
Yes,
and that's what I
yes.
termed it, the new slavery. And we looked at the prison industrial complex. Let me back up. I think there's sufficient data to suggest that the population that's in prison, for the most part, does consist of a high number of high school dropouts. We know that we're not going to say that everybody, we know that the less formal education that one has, the greater the likelihood that one will wind up incarcerated.
Sure. Absolutely.
So what we've done in our society is really horrendous, because it costs less to educate a child than it does to warehouse them
That's right.
in our prisons.
That's right.
One of the videos that came out that I used in class is called Waiting for Superman. And they do a wonderful short piece on the comparative costs of prison versus education. And what that shows is that with the cost for prison, for a prisoner incarcerated for the same numbers of years that they would be in school, that the person who goes to school, if they had the money that the prison uses for those prisoners, they could not only finish high school, they could go to college, and they would have money left over even if they wanted to go. So I do believe that we are being turned off early in our schooling because